Hello, everyone, and welcome. We're so excited to be here today with Eighth Day and to introduce to you the very special founder, practicing surgeon, and dermatologist, Dr. Antony Nakhla. Dr. Nakhla is not only a dermatologist, he is a micrographic reconstructive surgeon. His insights into skin repair, healing, and the renewal process that the skin goes through are the insights that he brings to each of our clinically proven Eighth Day products. He's here to share some of those insights with us today. I'm Maureen Molloy. I'll be hosting. And here is Dr. Antony Nakhla.
Hey, Maureen.
Hey,
How are
great to
you?
see you today.
You too. Hi, Nordstrom shoppers. All right, let's get started.
Absolutely. So, one thing that is really interesting to me in knowing your story is that the way in which you came about discovering and creating and conceiving the regenerative serum. Can you tell us a little bit about that regenerative serum being Eighth Day's core and first product?
Sure. Let me give you a little bit of background first on the brand. So, Eighth Day, the brand is not named after me. It's called Eighth Day. It's really more about my beauty philosophy, which is that beauty can be achieved at any age. Beauty is without bounds. It's not a function of time or age. And so, there's time is measured in 7 days. Eighth Day is this idea of timeless beauty. And the brand is based on my work in reconstructive surgery. As you mentioned, I'm a skin cancer surgeon and dermatologic surgeon. And a lot of what I do is working with what we call bioidentical ingredients. Those are ingredients that are essentially identical to what's already a part of human skin. And the human body is very different than any other organism, including other animals or plants. And a lot of what's involved in skincare now, well, a lot of what we see is plant-based skincare, which, I don't knock, I think is great. But in order to really trigger the body's natural immune and healing processes, we have to think of the body as its own separate entity, as its own species. And so we use ingredients that are unique to the human body, and those we call bioidentical ingredients. The regenerative serum was really the product that I launched first by itself as the answer to all of the serums out there that sort of give you a little bit of um, kind of like one ingredient in each bottle. And so my idea here was to give the customer a super serum, a serum that can replace all other serums. So instead of giving the customer hyaluronic acid by itself or a peptide by itself or vitamin C by itself, I decided to create this super serum that has our peptide rich plasma, which is my proprietary blend, and really give them a stacked ingredient list so that they can look to this one product that is the answer to all of the serums. Rather than layering 5 or 6 different serums, you can use one really super potent product to replace all of the above. And the last bit on the serum, sorry, I went on a tangent there, Maureen, but I wanted to give a little background,
We
is that,
love it.
we call it the serum that's as smart as your skin. And what that means is that because we use these bioidentical ingredients, and in particular peptide-rich plasma, we're triggering the body's natural immune and renewal and repair mechanisms to really stimulate its own collagen, to build its own hyaluronic acid, to reform its own elastic fibers and elastin. And so we say it's as smart as your skin because the human body is genius, and skin cells really tend to be able to know what to do. This is just giving them a supercharge of the things that they need to continue to do what they do best. So it's the serum that's as smart as your skin.
And so when, I look at brands out there today, there, are a lot of doctor brands on the market in beauty today. And I'm not aware of any other single brand that's created and formulated by an actual practicing surgeon. Can you tell us how that, contributes to what you've been able to create? And I know
Yes.
you covered a little bit of that when I'm listening to you speak. It's just it's so um, it's so apparent that you're very intimately involved with all of these processes that happen within the skin.
Sure, thanks for that. I get to witness the human body's miraculous powers firsthand every day at work. I see very large, complicated facial cancers, and I remove these giant tumors, and patients are left with these pretty large holes, essentially holes in their face. And we watch as the body is able to sort of lay down its own collagen and lay down its own elastic fibers and sort of rebuild itself. And so, a lot of the formulations are informed by the various techniques and different things that we actually, use in wound dressings and stimulating that process. And so definitely the inspiration came from that. And it's something that I continue to be informed by every day. So uh, thanks for mentioning that.
Absolutely. I just and within your work with patients that may not be as intensely surgical or come prior to like very, detrimental stages, what do you find are the core issues that they're dealing with and which have been the most challenging for them to successfully treat
Yeah,
in
and
terms of
so
aesthetically?
you bring up a good point, which is that about 70% of my practice is reconstructive, but I also see cosmetic patients. And most of the cosmetic patients that I see, they all share a similar issue, right? So the most common thing is, as your skin ages and you get older, you essentially your skin starts to thin. You start to lose fat in your face. We all want to lose fat, but losing fat in your face is not advised because that's what really makes the face age. So as you get older, you start to lose, your temples start to thin out, you start to lose fat in your face, the face starts to droop a little bit. And actually, this is really the study of right now, dermatologic surgeons and dermatologists and plastic surgeons. We're looking at this study of what we call rheology. Rheology is kind of the study of liquids and matter and how they move and how they affect changes. And so, like the face is essentially skin on fat, on bone, right, on muscle, on bone. So we're looking at how all of these things interact and how that over time changes. And so, you know, in reconstruction, we look at the face, we evaluate the face similarly as when we do it in cosmetic procedures. And the idea, my beauty philosophy, is to restore somebody back to baseline. I believe you look your best when you look like yourself. That's really the philosophy of Eighth Day. Um, I don't believe in overdone procedures. I don't believe in changing how somebody looks. And so that's why powerful skincare is so important. It's the way to really preserve the most natural version of you without going overboard, without having too many of those procedures done. So, I would say that when we evaluate the face, when we're evaluating human skin in general, we sort of break it down into a few different categories. It's volume, so facial volume, how much water and how much fat and how much hyaluronic acid, which draws in water, contributes to the volume of your face. Like I said, as you age, the face gets a little bit skin thins and sort of like deflating a balloon. We look at texture, which is the sort of the surface texture of the skin, pore size, fine lines, wrinkles. And then we think about elasticity. How easily does the skin sort of snap back into place? That definitely contributes to a more youthful appearance when you have elastic fibers that are responding and very elastic and tensile. And then we look at color, the evenness in color. And as you know, as you age, um, pigmentation starts to develop, and the more sun exposure you have, the more likely your skin sort of spurts out pigment as opposed to creating beautifully even pigment. And so pigment regulation is a big part of our formulas as well. So again, volume, texture, elasticity, and color, those are the real sort of the pillars of what we look at when we're evaluating skin.
And similarly, I, having listened to you speak over the years, are these the pillars you look at when you're formulating?
Exactly right. And I really try to give customers supercharged ingredients. So I don't like to take each one of those categories and give you a different product for it. I like all-in-one products. And even when I'm treating a patient in my office, if I'm treating somebody for any skin condition, I prefer to give them less steps because less steps means more likelihood of actually using it and compliance. And the same is true with our cosmetic patients, which is give them all-in-one supercharged products as opposed to 15 different things that all can do the same thing in one bottle. And that brings me back to the serum, which is all of those things in one bottle, really.
Absolutely. You mentioned your patent pending blend of 24 bioidentical peptides, right? So there are, now I know there are a ton of peptides, different peptides blends out on the market. And, you spoke to this a bit, but can you tell us how your 24 bioidentical blend are really so different from anything that's out there?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, um, peptides can be obtained from various different sources and methods. We use synthetic peptides, meaning they're made in a lab. They're not derived from any animals, or they're not plant-based. So, a plant, like I said before, a plant cell is very different than a human cell. So we like to look at peptides that are synthetically made, that are bioidentical. So they're identical to what's already um, uh, part of our skin, or identical to the molecule that we want it to look like. That's first. And then using these peptides in combination in a way that actually can be delivered to the skin. So the delivery system is part of our patent and part of our blend. And then of course using it at clinical strength. So you can find products with the same peptide as what's in our blend, but maybe when you look at the ingredient list, it's not necessarily at the very top, it's all the way at the bottom. And this is an analogy I always give my patients, which is, if you're buying pet food, like, I have two dogs. If you're buying dog food and the 50th ingredient is beef, you're not giving him beef. You're giving that dog corn and rice and a whole bunch of other stuff before he gets to the beef. Same is true in skincare. And it's one of the quick tricks or quick hacks for evaluating your skincare product is, what is that active ingredient and where does it sit on the ingredient list? If it's very low, it's really not present at a meaningful level. If it's very high up in the list, then it's really a big part of the formula. And so we strive to make all of our active ingredients a part of the formula, a real meaningful part. And so if you look at the serum, actually, peptide-rich plasma, I believe, is the number 3 ingredient. So um, that's how we're different. Really, we give the customer what they need, and we give them meaningful levels of it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. When we look at, because I know we've all heard brands come on and talk about their kind of miracle ingredient, and we get excited about it, and all of a sudden we'll look at the ingredient list and we're going, where is it? It might be in some minute level, or kind of a marketing level. Um, but it's truly different when you look at an ingredient list from 8th Day, and particularly very top of the list in your regenerative serum. Now, is the peptide rich plasma ingredient also in the 8th Day moisturizers and eye cream?
Um, yeah, so we use the peptide-rich plasma blend throughout the line. And one of the things that you mentioned before is like a miracle ingredient. I don't believe in miracle ingredients in skincare. I don't believe that our ingredient is a miracle. I believe that we use ingredients that we know have a real effect on skin cells, and we use these things in combination with other good habits and other good ingredients. So, for example, we use peptide-rich plasma throughout because I really believe in its efficacy. But if we're also treating the eye area, I want to add something for that's specific to that. So, for example, we use a snake venom peptide, which is kind of a really cool skin hack, kind of like Botox, where it relaxes the little muscles around the eyes. In other of our products, so one of our products is the reparative moisturizer. I really believe in ceramide protein in moisturizers because they tend to help skin cell adhesion and help with binding of water and help with water retention. Using these things in a scientific way and in a rational way helps us avoid terminology like miracle ingredient. We don't hang our hat on one thing. It's about putting the whole thing together. And then one of the last things I want to tell you is, I still believe in some cosmetic procedures and I still perform them. I believe that using these products in combination with a really skilled, practitioner that can, sort of deliver on the latest and greatest injectable treatment or laser treatment to really enhance all of these results. So it's about putting all these things together. And any product that calls itself a miracle is not being truthful with the customer. And so I always want to make sure that we're being extremely honest and giving the customer the very best in skincare. Skincare does not replace, facial plastic surgery or injectable procedures, but it can greatly reduce and greatly help somebody achieve a very natural and timeless look without having to go overboard into those things. So I'm glad you said miracle ingredient. I just wanted to clarify because a lot of my patients ask me about this too. How do we use these things all together? And it's about putting everything together and being the very best version of yourself. We have some
Absolutely.
questions here, by the way, Maureen. Should we take some of these questions?
Absolutely. Yes. We're looking at a question. How do you recommend to use sunscreen?
Sunscreen. So we have something in the pipeline. I don't want to give it away, but right now, what I would say my favorite ingredient in sunscreen is plain zinc. I'm not a big believer in chemical sunscreens. If you're gonna use, if the choice is to use no sunscreen or a chemical sunscreen, I'd rather you use a chemical sunscreen. But I really love plain zinc, and I love non-nanoparticles. Nanoparticles can be absorbed into the bloodstream, and I prefer that we use the products that these are regulated products. So, like on the label of a zinc product, it says you can use it on a child. On the label of a chemical or nanoparticle product, it says to avoid in use in children under a certain age. I think it's 2 or 3. So my rationale is if it's safe for a child, I want everybody to use that type of sunscreen. But I recommend that you use daily SPF. I prefer zinc only. Zinc tends to have a little bit of a white cast, but I'd rather you use a product that is zinc, plain zinc daily. And we're working on a process right now to eliminate that white cast and more to come on that. But, I think I'm a big proponent as a skin cancer surgeon of daily SPF use. 15
Great.
SPF 15 or more. The higher the SPF after 15 or 30 doesn't really matter as long as you use the right amount and you get good coverage.
And are you recommending using that on the skin first or after your serum, after your moisturizer, after your other skincare products?
I would say it's the last step right before if you apply a little makeup on after it. You can put a little
Okay.
moisturizer on top of SPF as well. People have, I would say, different routines, and so I try not to overemphasize like the order of things, but people do become obsessed with the order of things. But definitely cleanse, tone, serum, and then usually an SPF moisturizer, or SPF and then moisturizer and then makeup.
Perfect. So you're saying go either way. We're having a question from Gay, and they're asking what's the skincare regimen, how many products. So actually, right now, we're going to go through and move through a product demonstration, and I'll be applying some products. I'm going to introduce the lovely Mahajra, and we will be applying some products. Would you help us by walking through and talking us through each of the products while we're demonstrating them?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, what
Let's
do you
go
got there
ahead.
first? You have the restorative cleanser.
Yes.
Okay,
So
perfect.
we do have the restorative cleanser for
Okay,
application. I'm gonna dab a really less, like half a dime size.
you're gonna wipe off her pretty makeup.
Just a little bit.
Okay, so that's the restorative cleanser, and I believe in gentle cleansing. Cleansing is really just about removing dirt and oil, but not stripping the skin. Um, cleansing is really considered short contact therapy. So there's not a lot you can do in that period of time, other than gently exfoliate, cleanse, and try to sort of rebalance the skin. So our restorative cleanser is a gentle gel cleanser. It has some probiotics that I really like the data behind, and I also added some exfoliative enzymes just to help get rid of that top layer of sort of dead, useless skin. And then after we use that cleanser, um, we skip to the resurfacing tonic. So
Well,
after
just,
she's
I
done,
know in questions that we get
yep,
kind of, you know, should we be applying this with water? And it can really be done either way, where you're just popping the gel on the skin and then you're going to add some water as you go and remove it.
perfect, yep.
And then we'll
And
go to,
yeah, so then we use the resurfacing tonic after cleansing. And the idea behind this product, which has lactic acid as the number three ingredient, is to help exfoliate, rebalance the skin's pH, helps get rid of that top layer of dead skin. I call this sort of an at-home chemical peel. It's more than a tonic. In fact, it's more of a treatment. And we use lactic and glycolic acid at clinical strengths. We use some other ingredients to really refine and tighten the pores. This helps hydrate the skin. This helps prep the skin and get it ready for your next step. Um, and just kind of helps the whole regimen absorb better, because you have this top layer of skin called the stratum corneum. It's the top layer of the epidermis that really is just flaky skin, and it doesn't serve any purpose. And getting that layer off, or helping that layer to exfoliate, really helps hydrate and helps with the rest of the regimen. So that's the resurfacing tonic.
and I'll ask Mahaja right here, because we get a lot of response. This is a very experiential product. And how does your skin feel after applying this product?
I have a slight tingling sensation. It feels very cooling, refreshing. I love it personally. One of my favorite products.
Awesome. And so after that, we apply the regenerative serum. And this is our hero product. We call this the serum that's as smart as your skin. It's got the peptide-rich plasma. It's also loaded with other antioxidants. It's got pigment-regulating peptides. Really, your one-stop shop for serum. You don't need 10 serums. You need one really powerful serum, and this is the one. And this is the one that's really sort of become a cult product. You see this product in a lot of vanities, and a lot of influential people who love this product as well. I would say um, our biggest fans are estheticians, and this is the product that most of them say they can't live without. Um, that's the one.
And
That's
is there any, particular skin type for this product?
if you have skin, the product is good for you. And we built this brand to be unisex, to be inclusive of all skin types, all skin tones, and it's really about stimulating your skin cells towards repair, renewal, and really tapping into the body's natural healing mechanisms for optimum skin health and beauty.
Now, for application, we're doing about 2 to 4 drops for the face. This product is extremely effective on the neck and décolleté as well. I have a really special way I love to apply it, so I want to have Mahaja share that with you a little bit. And we do a couple drops on the knuckles, and a couple things happen here. Okay, she's going to rub those together, and then she's going to go into the décolleté area and push it up through the jawline. Okay, a few things happen. You never waste the product. You're treating the backs of your hands, which we all need to treat as well, and you're treating the neck.
Perfect.
This has just had a fabulous response for us. So we're gonna go in with some eye cream. And we're gonna get, just a really small amount. It's almost like a quarter or half pump. And can you tell us about this phenomenal product? Because we have a huge following for this product as well.
Yeah, so this is the one that I mentioned. We use a little peptide. It's actually the number 3 ingredient in the eye cream. This peptide is bioidentical to the peptide found in snake venom. So when a snake bites its prey, right, the thing freezes up, right? Usually a little cute mouse or something. And that process causes calcium channel blockade. So the calcium channel is what causes the muscle to contract. And in very few places on your body does the muscle and skin come into direct contact. And one of those places is around the eyes, the other place is around the lips. So there is no fat in this area between the skin and the muscle. So you're actually able to treat the muscle with this peptide, similarly to how Botox works, where it sort of causes a little temporary muscle relaxation. Makeup artists really love this product because it helps to sort of flatten those little fine lines and helps makeup to be applied evenly and smoothly. And the beauty hack here that Maureen is showing is to use a little around the lips as well.
And then I know this product.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Maureen.
This product has been extremely effective for people suffering with dark circles and darkness under the eyes. And
that's right.
A very unique aspect. Could you tell us why it works in that way that nothing else really does?
We added other skin lightening ingredients, targeting what's called hemosiderin pigment. And hemosiderin is the iron pigment that's found in red blood cells. Under the eyes, you can have sort of these leaky blood vessels that cause sort of like a bluish pigment. It looks like a bruise almost. So we use ingredients that target hemosiderin pigment. And that's true of all skin types and all skin tones. And so that pigment can cause almost, it's called a Tyndall effect, where it causes almost like a bluish hue, like a bruise under the eyes. So that's
this is very, oh, sorry, excuse me. This is very different from other types of discoloration that other areas of the skin might experience.
Right? That's exactly right. Yes,
we've seen brands try to treat, darkness around the eyes in the same way that they try to treat a sunspot, and it's a completely different condition.
It's a different pigment, so that's melanin pigment versus hemosiderin pigment. You can have melanin pigmentation around the eyes as well, so we do have ingredients in there as well. We actually have a pigmentation question from from Gay that asks pigment regulation for women of color. Can I expand on that? So we use a peptide called melanostatin, and melanostatin blocks the enzyme tyrosinase. Tyrosinase is the name of an enzyme that converts, it's part of the process of creating melanin pigment and producing melanin pigment. So we block that process in overactive skin cells that are producing pigment at in an unregulated manner. This typically happens in lighter skin when you have had sun damage and those melanocytes are producing pigment, they're dysregulated. It's called this sort of a dysregulation of pigmentation. And that occurs with overexposure to UV sunlight. Less so in darker skin. And so that ingredient, that peptide, essentially regulates the flow of melanin production. If you're lighter in skin color, it'll be more obvious. If you're darker in skin color, like my color skin and darker, it's more about just having more even pigment. And it's not about producing less melanin. It's about regulating the process at which it's made, and which the we all have the same number of melanocytes, but actually darker skin types have these things called melanosomes. Lighter skin types have them as well, but we have more of them, more melanosomes if you have darker skin. And so this is about regulating that process and making sure the skin is producing it at an even pace. Less so about trying to lighten or stop pigmentation. Does that make
So
sense?
absolutely a completely different approach. And you actually have the ability to get the peptides that regulate those processes into the 8-day products.
Correct.
Well, we're going to move into moisturizing the skin. And we've got a couple of moisturizers. I'll start here with the reparative moisturizer.
Okay, great. So this reparative moisturizer I made for myself, actually. I like a lightweight moisturizer. I like something to hydrate without necessarily like a very high gloss or high, dewy finish. I think a lot of darker skin types, people with oilier skin appreciate this. A lot of men also prefer more of a, I don't call this a matte finish. This is just a sort of a medium finish. And it definitely hydrates without giving you sort of a greasy or dewy feel. A lot of makeup artists also love this product. They love this under makeup. It's easy to work with, and it also contains all of those peptides, growth factors, amino acids. It has antioxidants as well as the ceramide protein that I mentioned earlier.
Personally, my favorite moisturizer as well. We have a lot of customers telling us if they have acne-prone skin, this is the only thing they can use. So again, to your point of anyone with skin can use this product. We certainly see like tri-generational groups using this product. We'll have a grandmother turn the daughter onto it, turn the granddaughter onto it, and it's working for all of them.
Exactly right. And we have a reminder here also that it's the best time to shop beauty at Nordstrom, as all Nordy Club members earn 5x the points on beauty purchases. So just wanted to remind everybody of that as well.
Absolutely. So we are offering a gift with purchase right now. I'll be showing that after the demonstration, and we have a juicy gift with purchase with a $300 purchase today, and it's running through when supplies last. So that product, that duo will be available to you. All the links from this live are live, and you can direct shop. And again, 5x points if you're a Nordy Club member. I know that I am taking advantage of that. So we're looking at now the intensive moisturizer.
So this
now,
moisturizer,
this has been a bit different and definitely super popular among our customers at Nordstrom as well.
Yeah, exactly right. And so this is for the customer who has more dry skin and wants something heavy and something a little bit more rich. This one does leave the skin with that high gloss, dewy finish. I will say that the majority of my female patients prefer this product. This can be likened to a sort of a true luxury rich moisturizer. We put it in a jar because it's heavier, it doesn't pump out. A lot of customers actually have both. So some of our, at least in California here, the weather changes quite drastically. Morning time is freezing and then the middle of the day is warm, and people like to use the richer product in the winter and in the colder times, colder times of year, and that lighter one that comes in the pump, the reparative, is more for more of a summer or warmer skin, warmer climate, warmer, more humid climates as well. Typically use the other product.
And you see, I'm actually layering them here, which is perfectly fine to do. We have a ton of customers loving this on their neck and décolleté, and that can be applied the same way that we demonstrated this serum as well to give you fantastic results.
Exactly right. And we have a question from Sila. Hopefully I pronounced that right. The first product we recommend you start with is the serum. And then we had someone ask, how quickly does skin respond when following our regimen? I would have you take a look at our reviews. Our clinical trials was for 30 days, and we saw drastic results, especially with the skin measurements we did on elasticity and firmness. Many of our customers are already, actually, they write some pretty mind-blowing reviews about seeing results within a week. So I encourage you all to read those real reviews. They're unfiltered, they're verified purchases, and you can have a look at what customers are saying.
Absolutely. We do start hearing back from customers that results are happening within the first week. We certainly have those that happen within the first application, and it's a cumulative effect. So it really does get better and better as you use the product. So, Mahadra, how does your skin feel right now?
Very well hydrated. Feels good.
And a bit firm. It looks a bit.
It feels very plump and firm, and I don't feel the tingling sensation from the resurfacing tonic. My skin is loving it. Very hydrated.
Super hydrated, moist. It's glowing from here. So very excited about that. We certainly get unsolicited before and after photos from people that we've worked with in stores. We certainly get responses all the time telling us how grateful and thankful people are that have tried the product. And honestly, I'm just excited to introduce to everyone on the call a product that actually works. And so it feels we've been promised so many things in skincare, and I'm actually here because this product really works, and it has the ability to affect a deep level cellular change in your skin. It's something that I haven't seen before in my 27+ year career in this industry, and it's very exciting. Definitely the future of skincare.
You can see I have a big smile on my face because that's our reason why. And it's exciting for me as a clinical researcher, a scientist, as sometimes a mad scientist, putting all these things together and hearing from customers and hearing from people that they're really achieving the results that they've been trying to achieve. And again, our beauty philosophy at 8th Day is, and my personal beauty philosophy as a practicing surgeon, is that you look best when you look like yourself. And I really feel that these products give you the tools to achieve that timeless beauty, that beauty that nobody can take away from you, which is your individuality, your health, and a sort of a beauty that is elegant and simple and not overdone. So,
and pure, beautiful skin. Well, we're certainly grateful to you for that gift. And we're also offering customers at Nordstrom a gift right now. And that's going to be our deluxe mini serum and the trio sachet set. So you're going to get to try both of the moisturizers in here as well as the serum. and an extra bonus of the deluxe serum. So this is again online with and in stores while supplies last only with the $300 purchase. So we encourage you to click on the links, try this incredible product for your skin, and you'll see the results.
Cool. And we have some sweepstakes winners as well, right, Maureen? Do we announce them?
We do. The lucky sweepstakes winners are going to earn a set, our duo set, from us. So this is a 15 ml of our regenerative serum, normally a $195 price point, and our 15 ml of the regenerating moisturizer. So what we have, the reparative moisturizer, excuse me. So what we have is almost about a 30-day supply. So these lucky people are Sandra F, Nicole B, and a full-size tonic. I'm just getting that we're also delivering to them a full-size tonic. So this is 3 pieces of our phenomenal skincare line here with 8th Day. We're going to give this to, can you read the winners?
We have Sandra F, Nicole B, Erica G, Jane W, and Annabelle B. Congratulations.
Congratulations. You'll be receiving your full-size tonic along with the duo set, and you're set for about a 30-day supply of 8th Day with those products.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
And you get a tonic, and you get a tonic. Awesome.
Well, it's the best
Very
time
cool.
to, kind of make a purchase with your 5X on points as a Nordy Club member, along with the GWPs that we're offering. And you've got all this insight from Dr. Nakhla now to really let you know how this product works. I find it really rare in the industry today to, have a brand and products with so much integrity behind them. Just felt it's really important for Dr. Nakhla to share today, because it's very rare that we have a brand with so much integrity in each and every one of its formulations that are clinically proven, that have gone through rigorous clinical tests and studies. And we're really here to share that benefit with you. So, what I always say is we're not the cheapest brand, but what you're paying for what's actually in the bottle. So this is a very important point to understand. You're paying for results, and our customers are always very, very happy.
Cool.
So we'd love for you to join that group with us. Now, a customer question that we get sometimes is, we do have customers that see dermatologists and that have procedures and cosmetic treatments done. How do the 8th Day products work in parallel with some of their treatments and procedures?
Yeah, I mentioned this earlier that, there is no skincare product that can replace a surgeon, putting sutures in your face, right? There's no skincare product that can replace a needle being injected into you, right? However, there are products, and I believe 8th Day delivers on this promise, that can help you achieve beautiful skin, which is one part of the aging process. And I believe the most important part. A lot of times you'll see somebody, an older person with wrinkles, who maybe could even use a facelift or maybe could use something else, but the quality of their skin is so beautiful that they don't necessarily need anything else. The quality of your skin, the color, the texture, the volume, the elasticity, that really determines what I perceive as a genuine, healthy, natural, and elegant and timeless look. That's the 8th Day look. And that's what I encourage my patients to strive for. I oftentimes talk patients out of things, and I have them focus on the health and beauty of their skin. And, if you are somebody who also wants to take advantage of things like fillers and injectables and lasers and other cosmetic procedures, this is the tool that will help you achieve that natural, beautiful skin that you really need, regardless of whether you have those other procedures or not. I still perform those procedures on patients, but I really focus mainly on the health and quality and beauty of their skin first.
Well, we really appreciate your sharing with us today, Dr. Nakhla. It's just been a great wealth of information. And we want to thank all of our 8th Day enthusiasts and the Nordstrom community, and just encourage you to pick up your gift with purchase today, get your 5X on points, and just have a wonderful new year.
Thank you so much. Happy New Year, everyone, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye-bye.